Hey, it's Wild Bill at Wild Bill's VW Garage in Pensacola, Florida with a few tips. If you're getting ready to rebuild an engine, Type 1 engine, and the tin on it is not looking good at all, I wanted to give you some tips on what I do to get it to look new. You want to use German metal as much as possible. The repop or the remanufactured metal that comes from overseas these days is pretty cheap. Doesn't fit well. So German metal is the way to go. Take a look at this. Some bad reflections on it. There's some background noise, but this engine tin, valve covers, and a few other items started out using some mineral spirits to get all the grease and oil off of it. Scrubbed it with some wire brushes, of course wearing gloves and safety goggles, not shown. And then after the metal was prepared, we use rattle can. This is Krylon Fusion Paint 5X gloss black. Turns out pretty damn good. But anyway, that's what I do on my metal to make it look good. And when I get all of it back together and mounted, it's going to shine like you wouldn't believe. But anyway, the other tip that I wanted to show you is, if you're ever doing an engine rebuild and there's a baffle that goes in here underneath of your generator stand or alternator stand. If you've ever tried to figure out, which way does that thing go in? Does it go in like this? Does it go in like this? How does this thing go in? Easy way to remember. Here's a good tip. You see the louvers? This louver here and this louver here are lined up. That one sticks out a little bit further towards the rear of the car. That's the way it's going to go on. Of course, there's a couple of gaskets that go on there, but that's what you want to look. You want to make sure that that longest pointing towards the rear is in that position. That way it'll be correct each and every time. So just a little pointer. Try to post these things as they come along. This engine right here is a Type 1 engine. It's going to be going in that Volkswagen thing right there. 1600 stock, new pistons, new cylinder heads. Everything else was okay on it, so it didn't have to split the case. I'm just anxious to get this engine back together and get it in that Volkswagen thing so that the owner can get down the road with it. Still working on April Cole's bus. Her engine is right here, waiting for some fuel injectors to come in, but she's all ready to go. Automatic transmission. As soon as I get those injectors in there, of course I can put them in after I get the engine in, but I just kind of wanted to put it in as a whole. That's the way that one goes. This last engine over here is a 1915cc engine, brand new, and it's going to be going in that bus right over there. And I've got engine 10 just came in, necessary to do a slight modification on it so the throttle linkage will fit on the other side, and then that bad boy gets slid in there, hooked up, and it's ready to go. But anyway, that's the latest from Wild Bill's VW Garage. Hope you appreciate the tips. And that's it for today. Man, that stuff shines. Of course, surface prep is always the best. You got to get it smooth, and that paint will stick to it. This is Wild Bill, Wild Bill's Garage, VW Garage, in Pensacola, Florida, signing off.